Alrighty, listen, welcome back to another daily video. Alright, so today we're going to be asking you a question and, well actually, I'll ask the question and I'll give the answer, okay? But, yeah, we're going to explore a question. The question is what the title is, okay? Is Bannerlord going to receive more diplomacy? Okay, so there's a lot of people that have been asking this on every single platform, you know? After the War Sales DLC came out, a lot of people are scared that there will be no patch 1.3, that there will be no more diplomacy, no more updates. It's only going to be DLCs going forward. A lot of this is due to a lot of people just making up their mind without actually doing any reading or doing anything. They just, made something up in their head and they were like, oh, this goes hard, man. I'm going to just keep repeating it. You know what I mean? Sorry to say, but that's just what it is. And then a lot of people see it and then they just think, oh, okay, that's what's happening. Okay. So in this video, I wanted to go over what the devs have said concretely and you can make your decisions from there. And if I make a prediction, I'm going to tell you I'm making a prediction so you can see that it is my opinion. Okay. So let's go over it. So one thing I want to say first is something I've said before in previous videos. Whenever we talk about people asking for more diplomacy, it's always just that. It's always just people saying, hey, we need more diplomacy. Hey, we need more diplomacy. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just searched the forums because these guys love to post like exactly what they want sometimes. But when it comes to this diplomacy thing, it was very hard to find, but I found it. I know what people want, okay? So let's first, before we go over what the devs have said, let's go over this real quick. Again, I'm not going to give this too much, too much airtime, but this lets us kind of go into the next part, right? So this guy right here, just plain out, just makes a post where, again, it's a guy who's like, hey, man, the best way I think that we're going to get change in this game is by lying and trying to, make the devs, paint the devs in a bad light because that's the only way we're going to get change. Which, spoiler alert, this isn't how you do stuff, okay? Just saying. Sorry, this isn't how, stuff progresses. This isn't how you get like a good relationship between the players and the developers. This ain't it, dog. I'm going to be honest with you. Regardless though, before you jump on me and say, "Oh my god, I can't believe it. You're still defending them." I want more diplomacy changes. I want more diplomacy changes. You want me to say it a third time? I want more diplomacy changes. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? The guy that's going to comment down below on my video that's been commenting every single video. Did you hear me? I want more changes like you. You want me to say it again? You might have not heard me. You know what I mean? Listen, I swear, some people be watching my videos going la 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 la, and then just typing whatever they got to type. Let me tell you something. I know we live in an age nowadays where, who cares about the truth? It's just about vibes, but, I'm here to bring you the truth. I know, scary stuff. All right, let's get to it. All right, so this person stated stealth over diplomacy. I can't believe this joke. Okay, let's just quickly read it. I just can't believe it about diplomacy has been shouted at the most. Due to lack of diplomacy, the announcement of the DLC is mostly negatively perceived. False. First false. It's only negatively perceived by people on the forums, literally. Because of the presence of diplomacy would solve a huge layer of problems of this game. Okay. What kind of diplomacy? Not stated. Okay. And what do we get instead of diplomacy, which is not mentioned in the announcement, but entire page devoted to it? Stealth. An entire page devoted to it. Let's go back right over here. Where is stealth? A paragraph with a picture. Well, okay, I'll give it to you. 2 paragraphs in a picture. Full page though? I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends. It depends how you look at it, right? Huh? What else? Have you ever fantasized about stealth? Tailwards, are you serious about this? Again, if there had been diplomacy, there's that big word again. Don't know what it means, but there's that big word again. The announcement would have been perceived much more positively. This is a mockery. Nice. I feel like I read something else as well because as I was looking through it, so pretty much this thread is exactly what you think it is. It's a bunch of people just saying, I really, 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 really want diplomacy. I really, 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 really want diplomacy. And then I think one guy made a very good point right over here. Where is it? Let me see. I don't believe those who ask for diplomacy even know what they want. Listen, plus 2 right here. Plus 2 right here. How do you think the system should go? Let's see a detailed post, okay? Now, a person replied to this, and this is, listen, shout out to you, even though you got some spicy takes as well. There's a Nexus mod called Diplomacy. Very well received, okay? So, I found it, okay? Here it is, the Diplomacy mod. Now, let's talk about what is in this Diplomacy mod, okay? So, the features are messengers. Do I think this should be in the game? 1,000%. I think we should have messengers in the game. Back in the past, the developers unfortunately said that this is not something that they will have in the game. But that was a while back. Could minds change? Maybe. But that was the last thing the developers said on messengers. It was something that I have pushed for as well for a while. Unfortunately, I don't know why they won't add it, but this is something that I agree with. We need this. Alliances. So I saw this right over here, alliances. Making pacts where, you aren't going to be aggressive towards another kingdom. Alliances where you're always going to be allied with somebody. I'll be honest with you, I think these should also be added. Okay? These are actually very, 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 very good changes. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay? Very good changes right here. I think these should be added 100%. And I'll even do an olive branch to all you weirdos on the forums. Start posting the actual demands and stop acting like a man-child. Okay? Stop crying. Stop making every single sentence into a different paragraph with a question mark at the end, trying to sound like some little sassy child that just figured out a new word. Okay? Brother, if you want change, you need to say exactly what you want, and you need to say it with a little bit of respect. You know what I mean? That's kind of how adults do it. I know nowadays, a lot of man children walking around, but that's how adults do it. You feel me? Respect and to the point. You get it? Did you get it? Do you need me to repeat it for you? I know, I got to repeat it sometimes. I got to repeat stuff for my son too. He's only 4 years old. You know what I mean? So, hey, I have patience. You know what I mean? I got plenty of patience. I got a 4-year-old, plenty of 4-year-olds on the forums. So, if you ever need me to repeat something, just let me know, okay? But again, I think a better way for you to actually explain what you want is to actually literally, what you could do, you know what I mean, is just go like this, right? You press copy, and then once you press copy, you press paste over here, okay? Regardless, moving on. We have something called grant fiefs to clans in your kingdom. You can already do that in the base game. This mod was made in 2020. So this is something that you can actually do in the game currently. Claiming fiefs. I don't think claimants are going to happen, or claimants or claims, pretty much like the justification for an invasion or something like that. Because back in the day, it wasn't claims and claimants or whatever they're called. Weren't they, and this is based off my me watching movies and TV shows, right, of that era. Weren't they based in religion and you know what I mean? The religious right to certain lands, right? Pretty much used as a justification. I don't think it's going to get added into the game because we don't have religion in the game, really. We have technically culture, but we don't have how can I say it? There's no I know in CK3 they got this, how religion is kind of a part of the game and you can manipulate and all that. We don't have that. I don't think that's going to get added. I don't really, I'll be honest with you. I don't really. It might be a controversial take. I already know because all the guys that play medieval games, I already know how your politics and your religion works. But I don't think we need religion in the game. You know what I mean? We can just put that to the side. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I get it. You do whatever you want in your life. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm on the fence on that one. What else? User interface. That's UI stuff. Cool. Vassal diplomacy. War exhaustion. War exhaustion. One thing that is something that the devs are here that they are talking about in a way. I'm gonna explain it very soon. Donate money to lords. You can do that now, if I'm not mistaken. Influence balancing. Again, you can do that in the game as well. And then factions and civil wars. I'm pretty sure you can do the second one. You can do both of these if I'm not mistaken. So literally these 4 down here you can do. These 5 down here you can do. And also this you can do. So we are missing a couple of things, but low-key about half we have in a way is what I would say, right? But do I agree with these things should be added? These 3 right here, these top 3 right here, messengers, alliances, and non-aggression pacts, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, 100% they should be in the game, okay? I agree. All right? But now let's go over what the devs have said, all right, about what's coming in the future. Because I don't know if exactly if he said it right over here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, he said instead of diplomacy, which is not mentioned in the announcement, which is hilarious. Hold on. Oh, uh-oh. Here it is. There it is. It was mentioned. It was mentioned. Hey, listen, dog. It just look how easy it is to figure it out for yourself. You know what I mean? I did it in real time. It's a crazy concept. You know what I mean? But let's read more about it. All right. So here's what they're talking about when it comes to diplomacy. So first, with the DLC, right? They state the naval systems in Nord faction will integrate into the Bannerlord world, reshaping trade, warfare, and diplomacy. That is vague. Don't get it twisted. That is vague, right? We'll see what comes with it. Do I think, obviously, the Nords are going to be a new faction, right? So, like, obviously, like Styria, like Kazates, they're going to be new guys on the block, right? Now, obviously, that's going to shake some stuff up. But does that mean that's a direct diplomacy change? No, I don't think that's a direct diplomacy change. But do I think they might incorporate something that, you know, for example, I don't know how Nord diplomacy works. Listen, I'm not a historian over here. But maybe they'll add some features. This is my prediction, my opinion. That will, you know, I don't know exactly how Nords do things, right? And I don't want to get it wrong. Really, the only real thing that I've seen is like the Vikings TV show, right? And obviously, you know, I've seen other medieval stuff like movies and all that, but like, maybe they'll add some stuff that comes to like, you know, the Nord faction and how they kind of run their, you know, diplomacy between them. We'll see how that works, right? But that brings me to my second point. Sieges have also adapted to naval warfare. Armies will have to bring along a fleet to set up a blockade if they want to stop supplies and reinforcements arriving overseas. Now, blockade, it's a form of diplomacy. It is a form of diplomacy. It is a way to do this thing that we just talked about. War exhaustion. A way to exhaust the enemy and, you know, get to a peace deal faster. It is a form of diplomacy. You know what I mean? Whether you like to say it or not, that is a form of diplomacy that will be added with the DLC. Next, we have this feature right over here. Parlaying, right? So what does this mean? It's a new parlay feature allowing you to enter a conversation without getting your head cut off. So you can pretty much send, look, if you look at this post right here real quick, you are sending a messenger to said, well, not technically sending, you're sending yourself with like a white flag to the enemy to talk to the enemy. They do not show the next screen after you say hello on what the options are of that conversation. Now, depending on the options of that conversation, that is a form of diplomacy. You know what I mean? If this conversation gives you options like, for example, do you want to make peace? Or do you want to surrender? Or do you want to keep fighting? You know what I mean? Like, if it gives you those options, you know what I mean? Those speech options, and they, in turn, you know, proceed with results based on what option you select, that is technically a form of diplomacy. It is a form of, you know, actually getting past the conflict of battle with negotiation. You know what I mean? Again, a form of diplomacy, right? And then lastly, One thing that they talked about right over here, where is it? This one doesn't have to do with diplomacy. This one has to do more with 1.3. For people saying, is 1.3 still coming out? The devs recently came out and said, in terms of the 1.3 release date, this is something that I asked them, personally. They've stated that it is still on the way, but the release date is still to be determined. What that means is the DLC is going to come out first. There will probably be a compatibility patch that comes out with said DLC, which usually happens to all games. Whenever a huge DLC comes in that is an expansion of the player world, you know what I mean, the playable world, what happens is there's a compatibility patch for the vanilla version of the game without the DLC to pretty much, it's like the glue. It's the glue that glues the DLC to the vanilla game, right? And that's going to happen. And after that is when 1.3 will be coming out. Again, it won't be right after. What I suspect, and what I think as a business, as I said in the other video, what would make sense is once this DLC comes out, we're probably going to have obviously the compatibility patch. Then we're going to have probably a bunch of bug fix and crash fix little patches. You know what I'm saying? Like those, like really like couple changes to the couple crash fixes, couple bug fixes. We're probably gonna have a bunch of those type of updates. And then what I would think, if I was, the head honcho, release 1.3 close to the end of the year when the winter sale comes out. And what's gonna happen then, it's gonna make for like literally one of the best years for Bannerlord, in my opinion. If that happens, that's my prediction, and that's what I would do if I was, again, in charge of the company. I think that would be amazing. But in terms of 1.3, yes, it is still being worked on. There will still be more patches, and 1.3 is not the last patch as well. Just letting you know, it has not been announced as the last patch, and I feel like if it was, it would have been talked about in a way that like, oh, we're gonna give you one more, right? And another thing about future DLCs, they said that not at this stage to discuss at the moment. We'll have more news to share way later into the future after War Sales DLC is released. So is there possible future DLCs as well? Yes. So what does all this mean? There is still a lot of changes coming to the game. Do not be afraid that this is like the end of production or the end of, the devs working on the game. Again, the reason that the devs have been silent for these 2 years, and people have complained about it, the devs have stated they were working on a different game right over here. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. We had been working on another project that was planned as a more story-driven DLC. While this was an interesting new approach, it ultimately didn't meet the quality we aimed for. Rather than talking about and releasing something we weren't happy with, we made the tough decision to cancel its launch. That is what caused the delay. They were trying to do a different type of DLC. It didn't work out. They didn't think it was going to be popular. They decided to cancel it and then start working on this. That is where your delay came in. It's not because they quit the game. It's because they tried something new. And there's nothing wrong with trying something new. You know what I mean? And I think, and also, the reason why we're getting stealth, which sounds like straight out of left field, is because it was going to be in this story-driven DLC. Okay? But instead of them just cutting all the stuff out, look, the good news is that instead of shelving the work, all this, that the new DLC they were working on, we will be repurposing the new gameplay mechanics from this canceled project as content for the base game. How can you not be happy about that? I'm sorry. I've never heard a company be like, we're scrapping a DLC, but we're still going to give you the features that are in the DLC for the free. Did you think about that? I feel like a lot of people are not thinking about that. You know what I mean? And I think it's so disingenuous when you literally make a post like this. Like, so you read the stealth thing, right? But you didn't read you read this, and you considered it a whole page, but you didn't read the paragraph above it. Again, disingenuous. This is why you are not taken seriously on the forums. This is why I said again, you are acting like a man-child. I think you should use actual facts to prove your arguments, because when you root your argument in lies, a person with more than 2 brain cells can figure it out very quickly that you are not, really in it for what you're in, right? But regardless, that is what's happening. Now, that is what's happening with, what's it called? Patch 1.3 and diplomacy. We are getting more of each. As in, we're getting 1.3 later in the future. And in terms of diplomacy, there are things here, okay? There are definitely things here, okay? Now, moving on. Let's move on to some questions you guys had from my last video. And then lastly, I want to end it off with a quote, okay? So first, let's go over some stuff that people said in my last video. So what do we got right over here? I'm looking for mainly questions that I can answer, right? Oh yeah, this was a good one. So let's get this straight. They added armies, actual siege, custom. This was a response to the guy that said that the only thing they added in the last 5 years. Last video that there was a guy, I don't remember exactly where it was or who. Like, you could check it out in the last video. Someone said the only thing we've gotten since launch was alleys. That's it. He said the only thing we've gotten since launch is alleys, and that's why I'm disappointed in the developers. Like, I'm telling you, bro, people are in straight delusional mode. It's insane. But this person says, so let's get this straight. They added armies, actual siege, custom blacksmith weapons, kingdom edicts. I don't even know what that is. Aging, death, bloodlines, more quests, better animations, crime alleys, tournaments with rewards, town and castle upgrades, militia, way more weapons and armor, pre-battle planning, improved battle command, formation targeting, caravans. Okay, well, no, caravans already in there. Okay, some of these things are kind of repeated. But we don't have feasts anymore, so no content. You get the point of what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? You get the point of what he's trying to say. Let me hit that real quick right there. What else do we got? Question for the devs: will elephants be coming back? I am in the process of asking them that. Okay, I have gotten a couple of questions about the elephants. It's on the docket. Hopefully, I have a response for you soon. Okay. 2 questions: will they update diplomacy at all? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But yeah, this is exactly why I made this video. Because a lot of people are asking about diplomacy. A lot of people are scared about diplomacy. A lot of people, again, are reading posts like this and getting up, pretty much joining in the delusion because they think that these people are being genuine. Okay, so yeah, we are getting more diplomacy. We'll see what other stuff we will be getting. What else do we got? Now I can't wait if they add in co-op. I'll be honest with you, dog. I'm sorry to say this to you. I'm really sorry to say this to you. They're not gonna add co-op. You know what I mean? I think kind of like with the whole religion thing. I don't think so. Could they come out of left field completely and be like the next DLC is co-op? I don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? Could I predict what's happening in the war right now 2 years ago? Hell no. You know what I mean? So who knows, brother? I'm not making no, you know what I mean? In terms of that, I'm not making no predictions, but from what I know, from what I've covered since the beginning of beta, I don't think co-op is coming, brother. I'll be honest with you. I like to see more armor sets. They always include more armor sets in every single big patch. And there's obviously, we're getting a whole new you know what I mean? We're getting a whole new 3 skills with this DLC. Obviously, a whole new faction. There's going to be a lot more armors. You know what I mean? That's definitely going to come. What else? I wonder if naval forts are a thing. They actually are. Where is it? Where is it? There was one thing right over here. Where is it? I feel like they said something about it. I don't remember exactly where it was. Let me see. Ah, look at this. Captains can seize opportunities by boarding already engaged ships, prepare for an incoming attack by creating a floating fortress. You hear that? You can prepare for an incoming attack by creating a floating fortress. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But also he said like castles on small islands. So naval forts, yes. Castles on super small islands, I don't know. You know what I mean? That I don't know. In the where is it? Does it show it here? Yeah, this right here. In this little GIF, whatever you want to call it, you can see a castle on the top left right here on this island. You see the town. You see a couple of villages like on the mainland, and then you see a castle all the way here on the edge right over there. Okay. So I don't know if the smaller islands are gonna have like just like a singular castle on it. I did ask about it. Unfortunately, I did not get a response to that question. Okay, so that one I do not know yet. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? I have no idea on this, but I'm gonna, like I said, if you keep asking me questions about the DLC, I will keep adding them. Okay. I want to know if we're going to get fire arrows and bolts or just arrows that will maybe have fire weapons. It was seen in the trailer that arrows of fire arrows were being shot at. I think we are going to get fire arrows. I do believe so. It's not confirmed by the developers, but by what I saw from the what do you call it? The trailer. Yeah. Yes. Oh my god, and here we go. Idiot of the day, baby. I'm telling you, I can't believe it. It's a daily thing at this point, alright? Alright, let's get the quick idiot of the day. Even though this guy, I'm gonna be honest with you, guys might be tied. Today, we might have a tie for idiot of the day. We got my boy right over here, but usually I like to keep idiot of the day as one of my comments, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna be honest with you, this guy, he's fighting hard for that. You know what I mean? He's fighting hard. Alright, this guy responded. Well, some of us believe in critical thinking. Oh, brother. The crowd of this is the same as when somebody says, well, actually, I did my own research. Oh, brother. Oh, man. When you hear somebody walk in and say, I actually did my own research, it's cooked. It's over. It's gone, bro. Whatever's going to come out of their mouth next, bro, if you trust it, bro, I got more than a bridge to sell you. You know what I mean? Way more. All right, let me see this. Well, some of us believe in critical thinking rather than just reacting off our feelings or mob mentality. Okay. So you're on my side. Let's keep reading. Corporate bootlicker. Never mind. Funny, I watched all your content up until now. I see you're not the most intelligent of people. Damn, dog. I didn't make it. I didn't make the team, brother. Whew, can't believe it, man. You know what I mean? I can't believe that you watch so much of my content where I literally am like a revolving door, pretty much repeating, a lot of the same talking points. You know what I mean? The same stuff that I've said in the start is what I've been saying in pretty much all my videos. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. It might not be me that, changed into whatever you think I changed to. You know what I mean? I don't know, brother. But, yeah. You know what I mean? You did win the Idiot of the Day award today. Good job. You know what I mean? It is, listen. Again, with the corporate bootlicker too, I'm still waiting for my check. You know what I mean? Still haven't gotten my check. I'm still, listen, if it makes you feel better, all right? Because I know every time I say something like, listen, I'm going to make your day. Currently, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, baby. I live in the U.S., baby. We are struggling, all right? And if you got some hint or inclination that I'm a corporate bootlicker, you better fight for me to get my check, okay? Because I've been waiting for it, my brother. Holy. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing all this bootlicking, and I'll be honest with you, it's really like my YouTube check, like I said before in the last video, it only pays for my car payment. So it's like, dog, if you know where I can get this check for being a corporate bootlicker, please let me know, brother. Let me know. But I do suggest that, Never mind. I'm not gonna try to change this person. You know what I mean? Go off, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're going crazy. You know what I mean? Critical thinking. You know what I mean? I can't do it, unfortunately. You know what I mean? I responded. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Shout out to you. You won it this day. You know what I mean? Good job. Hope to see you in future videos. You know what I mean? Now, before we end the video, all fun aside, let's talk about a quote that I want to talk about. Listen, I'm going to end every single video on, you know, either a quote, either a saying, either this or that. If you don't like it, because I know every single video now, there's like one person that comments like, blah, 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 blah. Like just the most weirdest, like most like just outlandish thing ever because I decided to use my free speech, baby. Ain't that what we believe in the U.S.? I see all these guys from the U.S. commenting about how oh, I'm spreading bad stuff and this. And we got free speech? Ain't that a thing? Let me use my free speech real quick. All right? Let's get serious, though. All I'm going to do, I'm not going to say anything, okay? I'm not going to give my opinion on this quote, okay? All I'm going to do is I'm going to read this quote. Now, what is this from? This is from a book called They Thought They Were Free, The Germans, 1933 to 1945, by Milton Mayer. I'm going to link this for you as well. I think reading this whole thing is very, very enlightening. And I think it's a very, very good work. You know what I mean? Very, very good, read. Okay? But I did want to read just a couple of paragraphs for you. Okay? That is all. And then you take what you want to take from it. Okay? That's it. All right? So, let's, where is it? Let me see. Where is it? All right. Starting from here, we're going to read, where is it? We're going to read this right here. These four. Okay? You ready for it? Let's do it. Let me drink some water real quick. Uncertainty is a very important factor. And instead of decreasing as time goes on, it grows. Outside in the streets, in the general community, everyone is happy. One hears no protest, and certainly sees none. You know, in France or Italy, there will be slogans against the government painted on the walls and fences. In Germany, outside the great cities perhaps, there is not even this. In the university community, in your own community, you speak privately to your colleagues, some of whom certainly feel as you do. But what do they say? They say, it's not so bad, or you're seeing things, or you're an alarmist. And you are an alarmist. You are saying that this must lead to this, and you can't prove it. These are the beginnings, yes. But how do you know for sure when you don't know the end? And how do you know or even surmise the end? On one hand, your enemies, the law, the regime, the party, intimidate you. On the other, your colleagues poo-poo you as pessimistic or even neurotic. You are left with your close friends who are naturally people who are always thought as you have. But your friends are fewer now. Some have drifted off somewhere or submerged themselves in their work. You no longer see as many as you did at meetings and gatherings. Informal groups become smaller. Attendance drops off in little organizations, and the organizations themselves wither. Now, in small gatherings of your oldest friends, you feel that you are talking to yourselves, that you are isolated from the reality of things. This weakens your confidence still. This weakens your confidence still further and serves as a further deterrent to what? It is clearer all the time that if you are going to do anything, you must make an occasion to do it. And then you are obviously a troublemaker. So you wait. And you wait. But the one great shocking occasion, when tens or hundreds or thousands will join you, never comes. That's the difficulty. If the last and worst act of the regime had come immediately after the first and smallest, thousands, yes millions, would have been sufficiently shocked. If let us say the gassing of the Jews in the 1943 had come immediately after the German firm stickers on the windows of the non-Jewish shops in 33. But of course, this isn't the way it happens. In between come all the hundreds of little steps. Some of them imperceptible. Each of them preparing you not to be shocked by the next. Step C is not much worse than step B. And if you do not make a stand at step B, why should you at step C? And so on to step D. Now with that, I want you to take whatever you want to take from it. Okay? And I suggest that if you enjoyed what I read right there, I suggest you read from start to finish. Okay? It will be linked down below. But again, take what you will from that. Okay? And like I said in another video, stay safe, but be brave.